Hi viewers, today I am going to discuss about the medical surgical nursing 2 for the GNM second years. So that is unit 9, nursing management of patient with the musculoskeletal disorders. In the part 1 we have seen about the bone tumors up to the clinical manifestation we have discussed. So it is part 2 about the bone tumor. So bone tumor part 2, it includes the stages. So the stages, it includes the stage 1, stage 2 and 3 and 4 stages can be included in the bone tumors. So first stage, it includes the bone cancer is limited to the bone. So in the stage 1, the bone cancer can be confined to the only particular area of the bone. So in the stage 1, the cancer cannot be spread to the other parts of the bone. So in the stage 1, it can be only confined to the particular area of the bone and the cancer cannot be spread in the stage 1. So in the biopsy, if you are sending and we are taking the cancer cells and we are sending for the biopsy, there is a slow grade of the can be a slow grade of the cancer cells can be grown. So in the biopsy, it can be result as there is a slow growing of cancer cells in the stage 1. So the cancer is become only limited to the area of the bone and the cancer cannot be spread in the stage 1. And next one is stage 2. So in the stage 2, what will happen means there is a bone cancer can be limited to the bone and it cannot be spread to the other parts of the body. So in the biopsy, it can be reveals the bone cancer is high grade and considered aggressive. So the bone cancer can be very aggressive and the cancer cells can be grow very aggressively and very fastly it can be grow and there is a become considered as aggressive. So in the stage 2, what will happen means the cancer is only confined to the area of the bone and the cancer cannot spread to the other parts of the bone. But in the biopsy, it can be reveals the bone cancer is high grade and there is a considered has become aggressive. And stage 3. So in the stage 3, what will happen means the bone cancer occurs in 2 or more places on the same bone. So in the stage 3, the cancer can be occurs in 2 or more places of the same bone. So in the same bone only the cancer can be occur 1 or 2 places in the stage 3. And stage 4, the cancer has spread beyond the bone and to the areas of the body. So in the stage 4, the metastasis can be occur. So the cancer can be spread to the beyond the bone and that is other parts of the body includes the liver, lungs and brain. So other parts of the body can be involved in the stage 4. So the cancer can be spread to the other parts of the body. So it is the stages of the bone cancer. It includes the stage 1, stage 2, 3 and 4. Next one is management. So management includes the surgery. So surgery, it is who have localized bone cancer are treated surgically whenever possible. So only bone cancer is confined to the particular area of the bone and it can be removed by the surgery. So the tumors can be removed by the surgery if cancer is localized to the particular area of the bone. So if the cancer is spreading to the other parts of the body and the entire tumors can be removed by the surgery and the entire tumors and along with the normal bone and the total limb can be amputation can be done. So total limb or leg can be removed by the surgery. So if the cancer is spreading action, the cancer has spreading action and the total entire removal of the tumor along with the normal bone and there is a amputation can be done by the surgery. So next one is chemotherapy. So the chemotherapy drugs can be administered to the patient to reduce the size of the tumors or to destroy the cancer cells. So in the chemotherapy drugs, it includes the doxorubicin and cisplatin and vincristine and cyclophosphamide and high dose of methotrexate. So it is the chemotherapy drugs can be used to treat the cancer cells. So it can be reduce the growth of the cells, cancer cells, and it can be destroy the cancer cells. So next one is radiation therapy. So the radiation therapy, it includes the high rays of X-ray rays. So high rays of electrical beams. So high rays of electrical beams can be used to destroy the cancerous cells by the radiation therapy. So by the radiation therapy, it can decrease the growth of the tumor cells. So the tumor growth cells, the growth of the tumor cells can be decreased by the radiation therapy. So it includes the using of the high radiation of the electrical beams to destroy the cancer cells. Cryosurgery means which involves usage of liquid nitrogen to freeze. So in this cryosurgery, liquid nitrogen can be used and the extreme cold can be applied to the tumor cells. So by the liquid nitrogen, it is become freeze and extreme cold can be used to reduce the tumor cell growth by the cryosurgery. So there is a cryosurgery means it can be using of the extreme cold to destroy the cancer cells. So next one is biological therapy. So it is called as biotherapy. Biological therapy, also known as biotherapy, and which may help to restore the body natural defenses against the cancer. So the biological therapy, by the biological therapy we can restore the body's natural defenses against the cancer. So next one is hormonal therapy. So by the hormonal therapy, we can remove the organs and which produce hormones. So some of the hormones, what will happen means, some of the hormones which can be promote the growth of the cancer cells. So by the hormonal therapy, we can remove the organs and we can which produce hormones which can promote the growth of the certain types of cancer. So it is the hormonal therapy. And next one is biphosphonates. So biphosphonates it is the drug and it can be used to reduce the bone pain and slow damage of the bone. So there is a biophosphonates, it can be used to reduce the bone pain. So the biophosphate drugs can be used to reduce the bone pain, and by using the biophosphates and we can reduce the slow damage of the bone. So it is the management. And next one is nursing management. So nursing management includes the monitor the vital signs and the assist for blood loss. So the patient may have the high temperature and the night sweat and any problem, so we should assist for the vital signs. So vital signs includes the BP, temperature, pulse and respiration. So nurse has to be monitor the vital signs and the blood loss. So at the surgical site, if any bleeding is present or by the urine or by the any fecal material, the blood loss is present or not, the nurse has to be assist. And next one is assist for complications like deep vein thrombosis and infection. So if after the surgery the patient having any complications like deep vein thrombosis, so it means there is a clot formation can be present in the deep veins. So that is deep veins can be present in the lower legs. So there is a clot formation can be present in the veins, that is in the legs. So next one is infection. So the nurse has to be assist for the any complications like the infection and deep vein thrombosis. Next, administer analgesics. So the patient may have the severe bone pain, so the nurse has to be provide the medications or analgesics as prescribed by the physician. And next one is provide high in protein and vitamin folic acid. So the nurse has to be encourage the patient to take the high vitamin and folic acid diet and protein diet. And next one is record IO chart. So the nurse has to be timely maintain the intake and output chart. So the nurse has to be record the how much urine has passed and how much is intake and has taken by the patient. That should be recorded by the patient. And next is the encourage the fluids. So the patient should be encouraged to take the more fluids. So the patient may have the dehydration. So by increasing intake of fluids, we can decrease the dehydration. And next one is teach the patient how to use the assistive devices. So if the patient having any amputation, so because of this, and how to use the assistive devices like the wheelchair and walker, how it should be used by the patient, the nurse has to be educated to the patient. And creative supportive environment. So the environment should be very supportive and it can be provide comfort to the patient. It is very comfortable to the patient. And next one is encourage the patient to be as independent as possible. So the patient should be independent as possible, as much as possible. So the patient should do the daily activities independently, should not depend on the others. So encourage the patient to be as independent and as possible. Next one is regularly monitor the patient's degree of pain. So the pain has decreased and by using medications or not, the pain is become decreased or not. So the level of degree has to be assessed by the nurse. So it is about the nursing management of the brain tumors.